have somebody showing up at 3, so I'm not sure when you slept, but the job is a 24/7 job, and that's not a whole lot of those on campus where it all rests on one person. But with teams on the road, coaches on the road, you never know what's going to happen, when, where, so you always have to be prepared for the unexpected. And, it's going to be a big change, and really appreciate everything you've done and your ability to stand there waiting for those unknowns while addressing the things that you knew were coming. So just thank you for everything, and thank your family.
Thanks. I'll probably come to you to see if we can get an extension on our driveway so she can be driving out as I'm driving in. No, thank you for those words. That's nice of you to say that. And it is. There's a lot of things that go on that everybody sees, and in the long run, those are things that can be quantified and you keep on websites, places. But my memories will be the things that don't fall into any of those categories, and the 3 a.m. meetings with student athletes, I won't miss this one, but the all-night sessions with the football committee as we try to decide who's the best 16 teams to put into the national champion, or 24 teams to put into the national championship race. You just do those things. And one of the things that always disappointed me was that it seemed like it was almost a marathon. You couldn't really involve yourself in what's going on right now because you had this to go to and this to do, and that was one part that I was always a little bit disappointed with, because I never felt like I could really put my arms around some of the really cool stuff that was going on. So that would be an apology I'd make to our coaches, is I never really felt like I could really get into what you were doing as much as I'd like to because of that. So I feel kind of bad about that. But with the size of our staff and the nature of our work, it became a reality at some point. But please know that it wasn't because I didn't appreciate what you were doing and what went on and the success that we were enjoying. So thanks for saying that. Miss Karma.
Yes.
Karma, we just discovered, I started here in 1973 as a student, and Karma came here in 1974. She was just older than a student at that point. And so she has been, you have all these angels in your life, some of you will understand that a little bit more than others probably, but you have these angels in your life that no matter how stupid you are, they're there to save your butt. And Karma has been one of those people. And what's really weird about all this is about 5 years ago, Karma, Terry Bloomquist, and I all said, we're going to go out together. We're not going to stay on with this beyond each other. And I don't think any of us took it seriously. But here's Terry's gone. I'm now leaving, so Carm, you're left, and I'm going to let you answer those questions. But it's just kind of wild and weird how that all works out. So anyway, you had a question.
Actually, I just have a statement, as everybody else does. But I was on the selection committee when we were looking for an athletic director, and we took you unanimously. We kind of threw everything out, and you were selected unanimously. Your integrity spoke for you. And I know through all these years, I don't know of any other university that has the camaraderie or the kinship that we have. Even though we're not in the athletic department, I've been made part of it, and you've always recognized the word student athlete. And you've always kept that foremost, and you've kept that with the coaches you've chosen. And I just want to say how much I appreciate the fact that you've always been there and how wonderful it has been to work with you. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that, Carm. We've been pretty doggone lucky here, and again, I don't think the general folks around this campus realize and understand how lucky we are to have the people that we've got in this room working under that umbrella of athletics. I can't understate that. This group is top notch, top shelf, and that's why we're able to do what we're able to do.
Tom, I just wanted to say, on behalf of myself and the Pioneer, thank you for your candidness and just your, the way you have about you and the way you deal with people professionally. It's been a real blessing for me.
Well, thank you, Zeke. That's awful nice. I'll make sure my wife hears that candid comment, because at times she probably wondered if I should be as candid as I was. But God bless her. That's why she's been great to have around for all these years. It makes for good interviews. Yes, it does. But thank you for saying that. I think it's important, if you have warts, let's talk about them. If we have positives and strengths, let's talk about them. But to not do that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And yeah, maybe it makes some folks uncomfortable, but so what? You got to be able to deal with that stuff at some point. And if you can't, well, that leads to a whole other conversation, doesn't it? Anyone else?
Well, Tom, I'll just echo what was already been said. I started here in 1996, first covering Ferris, and you guys have always been great to me, and I've just had a lot of great memories, a lot of trips. We've gone all over the place, and I just want to thank you for always having your door open, always being willing to talk, and wrote a lot of stories, and you owe me for all the stories that I've written for you, so I'll come and collect those at some point. But no, I'm just kidding. I just want to thank you again for everything you've done as an AD and an associate AD before that. I just really made it easy for me to do a lot of things that I did. So thank you.
Thank you, Sandy. We've been pretty lucky, it would be very easy in a community like this for the media to be a thorn in the side of what we're trying to do. And we don't always agree. Zeke and I think have talked about that, and Sandy and I when he was at the Pioneer. But it's never been, at least in my feelings, it's never been adversarial. It's been a good give and take. It's been something that I think it's important to see all points and all sides, and that's been a good thing. And it could be something that in a community of this size could be really destructive. And so I appreciate both of you guys and the folks that surround you in helping to make that not happen. There were times where there were some pretty tough things to have to write about and talk about, but at the end of the day, I think it was done professionally, and it was done trying to appreciate both sides or whatever other sides of the story, and that's made it a lot easier for me. So thank you both for saying that. Oh, shit. Yes, Blake.
I'd like the opportunity to tell you how proud I am of you. So I actually have a question. May I have a hug once this press conference is over?
Yes, yeah. That's probably the easiest question of the day. Yeah, you bet. I'd be happy to do that. That would be great.
I think one of your biggest challenges ahead